Hi, my name is Janet Minke. I'm with Alliant National Title Insurance Company. We're a regional underwriting company. My role with the company is Vice President in charge of underwriting support services, which besides answering questions for our agents, I also do teaching and training. I have been in the title insurance industry since 1970. All right, so we're talking about a product, OurRecords, either OurRecords.com or the OurRecords mobile app. And so it is a product that is designed to address a couple of the areas that fall into the ALTA best practices. One of the pillars of the ALTA best practices has to do with maintaining proper licenses. So they have a whole pillar just on maintaining licenses. So in Texas, if I'm a title agent, I have to be licensed as a title agent. And every one of my employees who performs the duties of an escrow officer, which is signing settlement statements, signing escrow checks, signing commitments and policies, they also have to be licensed as escrow officers. And in order to maintain their licenses as escrow officers, they have to be on an escrow officer's bond, and they have to maintain continuing education. So in order for me to be able to show and tell that I'm compliant with that pillar of the ALTA best practices, I might have to show not only that I have my license and I've done all the things that I have to do to keep my license, but that all my people are licensed as well and all of their hours are correct. And so it's my understanding that the product OurRecords has the ability to keep that information for me. And that's great. I mean, I could probably just keep that in my desk drawer, but let's say I'm a title company who's willing to handle transactions no matter where the property is located, no matter where the people are. I might say, I'll handle all of your transactions. You won't have to worry about getting them closed. I'll take care of that for you. And how am I going to do that? Well, the modern thing in today's world is I'm going to do all the work, but I'm going to engage a third-party service, a vendor, typically a mobile notary or a mobile signing service, and I'm going to send those documents to them, and they're actually going to be ones that sit down at the table with the people, oversee the signatures, notarize the documents, and send them back to me. Well, now I'm responsible for making sure that those people that I engaged to perform that third-party service on your behalf for me actually have all those credentials that they're supposed to have to be able to do that. And again, I think that's one of the things that OurRecords has the ability to do. So easy for me to maybe keep up with my own employees, not so easy for me to keep up with all of these others. So we've been talking a little bit about the ALTA best practices and the different pillars in the ALTA best practices, and we talked about the licensing and how we can be sure that all third-party vendors that we engage have the appropriate licenses, and we can show and tell that. But another pillar is the one that we indicate how we protect non-public personal information. And what CFPB is really concerned about, they're really concerned about the consumer and the transaction and their information. But as an owner of a company, I have to be concerned beyond that. All right, so besides just protecting the consumer's NPI that I gather in connection with my transactions, if I have information about other third parties, then I come under other laws that have to do with protecting non-public personal information. And so when I engage with a third party, and I'm gathering all of their information to be sure that they're properly licensed and that they hold bonds and that sort of stuff, I'm gathering a lot of non-public personal information about them. And so having a secure way to keep that information instead of just in a file folder in my desk drawer could be very, very beneficial to me, particularly if it's that person who has engaged the service that's keeping their information for them, and they're simply offering me the opportunity to gather that information by going to the service that they engage. So they've provided their information to a third party, and they're allowing me to have access to that information for the business purposes we're engaging in.